Hi, my name is Ali Pilkington and welcome to my channel. Quick introduction again. It's all about my personal journey, my story on how I've managed to master the art of unconditional happiness, which basically means that I'm happy for no reason. I kind of flipped the script with my emotions. My predominant emotions are really nice. Um, and my happiness isn't attached to anything. And a condition can be anything from as simple as a walk in the woods or a partner or the big things that everybody wants, a career, or thinking anything really. So it's just a really weird concept to start off with, because we always attach our feelings to a condition or something. When you're actually not attaching your feelings to anything, that's really it's quite phenomenal. So it's like having a double whammy in a sense, because you're happy before you get whatever you want, and then you're super happy when you actually get it. And the bottom line of it is as well is you keep it, because a lot of the time people they get the things that they want, and then doubt and fear starts creeping in, and lots of other negative emotions, which undermines the thing that you've been so wanting. And then all of a sudden cracks start forming, which can happen in relationships and all sorts of stuff. So this is actually teaching you in the how I did it, how I've become very stable within myself. So one, I get to my thing, whatever it is, if I want anything, a lot quicker, and two, I managed to keep it. So you're basically making the most out of your life. And you'll always want more. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. You've got to keep evolving. That's exactly what we're here for. We're here to experience stuff. We're here to enjoy our lives. So my last video, I just want to hit on regret again, because a point I didn't talk about was regret also is about stuff that I've done in the past, which I actually don't feel very good about at all. And some of it, so it can't be resolved. So it's always sort of like in the back of your mind. It could be sort of brought up by music or a place, or there's lots of little reminders that might remind you of this thing that's happened, and you feel real bad emotions because you feel like you're stuck with it. You don't know what to do. You can't resolve it for whatever reason. And so you feel like you're kind of stuck with it. So you've got this horrible remorse, sorrow, even a bit of self-loathing goes on. And you can even obsess about it if the vibration or the emotions around it are that strong. And so they're always in your subconscious mind, your subconscious emotional vibration. And so from what I've been teaching you, we're sending out signals, and they're not very good because they're consistent. You can have negative emotions as long as they're not massively consistent, or you can break the pattern. They kind of flip. You're going to be all right. But when you're constantly with this sustainment of negative emotion, like I've mentioned, you're going to start the ball rolling. Your health might be affected. Your mental health will be affected by it. Your health, other relationships with other people, and that's the other thing. So the other thing is that I'm just going to go back a little bit. So beating up on myself has absolutely no benefit whatsoever. And if we're probably brutally honest with you, the majority of us who have done really dumb things in the past, if we've beaten ourselves up enough, we've done enough of that. And I've always sort of, Abraham Hicks always says, well, how's it actually working out for you? Which I thought was quite hilarious when she first said that. I was like, how's it working out for you, all this beating up of yourself and giving yourself a hard time about stuff you've done in the past? Well, it wasn't actually working out for me at all. It was actually a bit of a nightmare. So, and the other thing is very important. So what you have to do is you have to make peace with it, and to move forward. And that doesn't mean that what I'd done I didn't care about. That actually couldn't be further from the truth. But I was just making a wise decision, and I think that's a really important point to remember, just because if you're lots of brilliant, really nice people have made some really stupid mistakes, and they're really genuinely decent people, and they've just, life happens and we go off the rails a bit. So it doesn't mean that you don't care, because just because you take your attention off something, it doesn't mean you don't care. It's just not serving you. It's not doing you any good. So that couldn't be further from the truth. It's just making a really wise decision and moving forward. And so moving forward and doing good from that point of deciding, I'm not going to do this beating up anymore. I'm going to gently stop weaning myself off from doing that, because it's very difficult to have such momentum around something that's probably you've been living with for many years, and then go, right, today I'm going to stop doing that. Well, that is not going to happen. You're going to struggle with that. So it's gently just taking your attention away from it. So every time it crops up in it, you can feel it. You gently have a list of things that you like, or you can gently take your attention away from it. As Abraham Hicks says, go general. So don't go specifically onto one thing. Just look around you. Maybe the dog. Start patting the dog, or put the TV on, or make a cup of tea. Distract yourself away from that, and then it'll become a habit. You'll be able to do that with so many things, and being able to do that with something that's very strong, and then you start seeing that you are actually moving away from it, is quite incredible, really. And it means if you can do it with the big things, imagine what you can do with just the silly niggly little things that drive you up the wall. They become a lot easier to do. The other thing is, if you stay with it and keep punishing yourself, well, I keep punishing myself over and over. I'm literally, through quantum physics, starting the creative process through my emotions, I'm bringing more shit to my door. Not only does that affect me and every part of my life, but it also affects all the people that I love around me, because you could be moody, you're sending out negative emotion, you're probably tired, you're depressed, it gets you down. It's a right old weight to carry around. So it's no effect for the people that you love either. So to me, even though I didn't go from zero to hero, it was a no-brainer that I had to start doing something about it. So you can't fix the past. It's literally done, unless so the things that you can't resolve for whatever reason, then you've got to start doing good from this point forward. And it is amazing how just the little things, it's ridiculous, really. I never realized how much power it has by doing good things for yourself and for others. A smile to a stranger, letting someone out in the traffic, or if someone's in a queue, standing up for someone sitting down, to big gestures, like the real big ones, that lots of money, or taking someone away, or meals, or but like gestures for people you don't know and gestures for people you do know. Now, not only does that make you feel good, but it also makes them feel good. So now you're seeing why it's important that this goodness thing is great. And like they say, just that little smile to that old guy who's sitting on the bench, you probably made his day. So it's so important, the little things. To big gestures, right? So, and it's kind of like the law of boomerangs, really. What you put out, you're gonna get back. And so I just think it's the right way to go with all of that kind of regret from what I did. Well, it's definitely helped me. That's exactly what I do. And the benefits I get from that are phenomenal. I just feel much better in myself. Well, you can tell from what I've told you how my life is, how I deal with things. So all these things that I was letting go, of the shackles of now made me the person I am today. This giving has to come from a full heart. So it doesn't work if it breeds resentment, or you're suffering by giving. You've got to really want to do it, and give from a full heart. Giving, and so you suffer or you lack, is just pointless exercise. You need to be able to do it from a full heart, and it doesn't have to be the massive gestures like I was saying. It can be just little things. And start, if you're not used to doing stuff like that, if you think the world's a nightmare place and you know you just got to fight fire with fire all the time, it's going to be a bit weird kind of starting doing stuff like that. So just do little things. Just start off little with everything. Don't give yourself a hard time. Pat yourself on the back when you do it, you know. So I gained a lot of peace and a lot of clarity through that. So me coming to all these conclusions, all these things, these emotions that I'm going to be talking to you about, was actually lifting it off years of baggage. So the relief I was feeling from doing it, and I used to go back when my brain would go, you should be giving yourself a hard time about that. I would then remember what I'd realised, and then I'd keep telling that to myself, repeat the reasons why I was doing it. So it sunk in, and it made me feel good because it made sense and it was the right way to go. So like I said, it was like lifting off years of baggage, and so my confidence was starting to rise. And that had a knock-on effect on me. You know, I had better sleep, I had more energy, I was feeling these lovely feelings of relief. I mean, clarity, health. I started growing this kind of healthy respect for myself. And everything was definitely going in the right direction. So funny, when I look back, this beautiful, warm, glowy feeling used to start rising through my body. Just talking about this stuff now is making it happen more to me. I can feel it welling up in me. It used to rise through my body. It just used to happen naturally and organically. There's no intervention from me whatsoever, and it used to stop me in my tracks. I was like, oh my god, what? It kind of used to startle me a little bit because I wasn't used to feeling this really nice feeling, and I thought, what the hell, what is that? And I'd be loving it, and then I kind of get panicky and shit myself a bit because it was so lovely. I didn't want it to go away, but because I was panicking and I was scared, and the fear of it going away, it used to disappear. And then I'd be just literally like going, oh my god, come back, come back, come back. I'd be kind of trying to chase this feeling, and because of that, I didn't realise that actually was pushing it away. It was pushing that beautiful warm feeling away. So it was just a weird thing that happened. So I kind of in the moment having a sort of breather, and what I used to do was I distract myself again and then let it do it itself, and then it just used to come back. So and then I would sort of, and the other thing was I'd be in the power of now. So when I had this really lovely warm feeling in my tummy, I was actually in the moment. I wasn't living in the past. I wasn't going on about all the shit I've just been talking about. I wasn't worrying about the future. I was in the power of now. So I'm living right for the moment. So when that happens, and it does disappear because it goes woof, woof, like that, just pat yourself on the back, because you're becoming aware and you're in the power of now, which is fantastic. And then just do anything that floats your boat. Don't chase it. You can't make it. You cannot force it to come back. Do anything. Listen to a bit of comedy, anything to make you laugh, and don't, whatever you do, give yourself a bollocking for making it go away. And I used to laugh at myself about how I used to, because I find that a great healing remedy for myself. When I'm a knob, I like to laugh at myself because that just, for me, is just hilarious. So I do a lot of that. And then naturally and organically, slowly and gently, because you're letting go in the past, and I'll show you all the other emotions, you're letting things go, you're going to have pockets of these beautiful emotions. I just want to say, when I watch The Secret, I couldn't sustain the emotions. I used to watch I will not tell you how many times I watched that film because it's just embarrassing, but it was ridiculous because I was even though I understood the concept, I was looking for the emotion, and the emotion, I didn't realise that's where The Secret's just a journey with me. So there's a secret audio, it's called. It's 4.5 hours long. It breaks a film down. It's Rhonda Byrne talking, and I used to take that everywhere with me, because even though I could watch the film and stuff like that, I had to go out in the world. But because my emotions were so rocky, and I was new, it was like riding a bicycle. I kept falling off all the time. I couldn't sustain them. So The Secret audio was amazing, and that's where things really start to change. I'll talk to you more about that next week. Thank you so much. Have a lovely week. Cheers. Bye.